All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players, unless you are Georgia Sedmak. Georgia, a junior at Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic School, designs and creates costumes for numerous plays for the school's drama department. She also crafts dresses and casual outfits that she wears on any normal day.
Well, sewing has always been a part of my family. My great-grandmother did it, my grandmother did it, my mother did it. And so it was just normal for me to learn. I was about 8 when I got my first sewing machine for Christmas. And that's when me and my mom just sat around the kitchen table for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we sewed and we sewed and we sewed. And she taught me everything that she knew. I was about a freshman, and I'd always seen years before the plays. I'd been in a little bit as a little side person and a stage hand and everything, but I learned that they didn't really have anybody designated to do costumes. It was just kind of gather what you could, and whoever could help, helped. And I wanted to take control of it. I wanted to be in charge of all of it. So I went to Miss Pullen and I said, look, I know I'm a freshman. I know I'm not even 15 yet, but give me your faith, put, trust in me, and let me do the costumes for it. Let me take control of it and see how this year goes. Play came together and it came out perfect. And so after that, it just kind of became an unspoken thing that I'd do it from then on.
Georgia's process is simple. She starts by combing over various scraps, leftovers, and other pieces of fabric that she has collected. Then, with a little creativity, she constructs costumes for entire casts. The result? An array of costumes that sets the entire stage for a production.
Well, the next year we decided that we would do Beauty and the Beast. And after Into the Woods had gone so well, everybody knew, oh, Georgia's going to do the costumes for Beauty and the Beast. And my immediate thought was, that's a big play. That is a huge play, and there's not just garments in it, it's not just clothing, it is furniture. I mean, it's household items. And I thought, how am I going to do this? Well, that same year I interned at JSU, and I knew that they did Beauty and the Beast from years before, and I thought, oh, I can rent, I can rent their costumes. And so I gathered what I could, I did Belle's, I did the Beast, but the furniture I planned on renting at JSU. Well, weeks before, and I mean maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I was scheduled to rent them, they'd been vandalized, completely unsalvageable. And I thought, what am I going to do? I got my mom and my dad together, and we decided we're going to build these. The wardrobe, the clock, everything, we are going to build these. So we got cardboard, plywood, paper, anything and everything that we knew that these items were actually made out of, because we wanted to make them as authentic as possible. I finally had several pieces of furniture together, and it took 2 pickup trucks, I guess, to transport it to the school. And I get there and I'm looking at them, and it was one of those things where you look at your work and you're like, wow, I did that.
Rumors of the quality and hard work that Georgia puts into her creations have spread across the entire state by word of mouth. She has rented several of her very own costumes from the school's production of Beauty and the Beast to Handley High School in eastern Alabama.
It's weird because it's one thing and one separate feeling seeing your creations and your costumes on stage, on the people that you created them for, on the people that you're close with, but it's a whole separate feeling to see your work on somebody else, on another stage, on a bigger audience, and knowing that they're wearing your work just because that they loved it, just because of the quality.
Well, there really is no way to describe the quality of her work. I think it's best said, though, by Randy at JSU was telling the teacher from Handley who rented the costumes from Georgia for Beauty and the Beast, when he said she's unbelievably good at what she does and incredibly mature. So I think that best describes Georgia, and not only the quality of her work, but just who she is, her work ethic. And she's that way in everything. It's not just costume design.
Currently, she is working on costumes for Sacred Heart's upcoming production of The Little Mermaid. She hopes to continue creating costumes and other clothing throughout high school. She plans to pursue a career in theatric costume design.
Well, when I graduate, I plan to attend SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, and I plan to pursue a career in theatrical costume design. And I don't really want to pinpoint my future as to say, I want to work for Disney, I'm going to work for Broadway, because who knows really what's going to happen, Of course I'd love to, but although I'm not really sure where my future will take me, I know that it'll take me to great things, but one thing I know for sure is for the rest of my life, every day, I want to feel that satisfaction and that accomplishment that I'm doing something right. And just that overwhelming feeling that this is where I belong and this is what I'm supposed to do.
Think you or someone you know has what it takes to be the next Untypical teen? Email us at McDorkyProductions@gmail.com today.